I picked the lucky project for today. It is ruffles made out of fabric scraps. One of my favorite things to do. And just a couple of weeks ago, I made these strips of ruffles out of scraps. But I made them onto paper out, and I did it on the sewing machine. So today I want to do a slow stitch ruffle so that everybody, even if you don't have a sewing machine, you can create ruffles like this. I will not put them on paper because that doesn't make any sense to me when I am slow stitching it. This is another example of a ruffle that I have made. This is made out of denim, and I made this on the sewing machine as well. But for today, I am going to do something just a little different. Let's go. Hi everyone, my name is Mary Lou, and this is Create Junk Journals with Mary Lou. And what do I have here in front of me? I have scraps. Well, this is actually not a scrap. This is a whole piece of fabric. I don't know why it ended up in my scrap bin, but yeah, it shouldn't be there. I may, however, take a strip off of that and turn it into a ruffle, but I have lots of scraps. So what are you going to need? I'm just going to start with this one. What are you going to need to make ruffles? Well, you're going to need a needle right there, and you're going to need some thread. I have lots of thread. It is something that I pick up at thrift stores quite often. I'm trying to zoom you in nice and close so you can see what my hands are doing, and I can actually see on my screen what I am doing, which is also very, very convenient. That doesn't happen very often. I have my scissors. I love these scissors. These are, like, I've had these for a really long time now, and they are the serrated ones, like the micro serrated ones by Tim Holtz. I gotta tell you, these are not dulling. They're not doing anything. I have to tighten them every now and again. But yeah, I love these. If you've never checked them out, you should check them out. I'll put a link down below in the description for these because they are absolutely lovely. And I will post the link to Amazon so you can check them out. I will get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon, but I am not affiliated with Ranger or with any of that. I am just telling you which products that I like to use. You will not be paying extra for any of that if you're if you purchase something that I have recommended. You're just paying the same price as normal. It's just Amazon saying thank you to me for recommending it. All right, so I've put a little knot in there. I've got a double thread, and I am going to pretend that this is a piece of fabric. It is a piece of fabric, but it is actually ribbon or lace, however you want to call it. Now I can do one of two things. I can fold this in half and make a ruffle that is kind of double, or I can go a little bit like that. I can also do it exactly the same way as I would do a rosette. Let me grab one. So I can do it exactly like this, or I can do it a little bit different. And I think I want to try something different. So I'm folding it in half, and I'm going to start right here on the folded part. And then I am just going with I don't know what the stitch is called, but I'm going from the bottom to the top, right on the edge of the fabric. trying to make it so that it's going to be neat. Okay. I am not always the neatest hand sewer, but this will work very easily. And I want like a double ruffle. So I'm not doing the easy part right off the bat. I am just going with what I want to do. I may show a couple of easier ones at the end, but this is all pretty much the same idea. So all I'm doing is just doing a stitch from the bottom to the top and carrying on. And I'm just stitching until I run out of thread. That's really what I'm doing. If my strip is too long, well then I will just stop and cut a piece off and just, that'll be the size of my ruffle. So mass make March is a very welcome thing because it gives me the chance to catch up on some of these things that need to happen, where I don't have to create big projects and I don't have to do any big decorating or anything like that. Okay, so I am going to cut this piece off there, and that's going to go back in my bin, and then I'm going to turn it into a ruffle. Are you ready? Have to pull it. So it's a little bit of work because you do need to make sure that you're not cutting the thread, because otherwise you gotta start all the way over again. So I'm just kind of sliding it along the thread. Just gently moving it along. Oh, can you hear that? The snowmobiles are in full action here. The weather is turning nicer, so they're trying to get their time in before they have to store their snowmobiles away because there won't be any snow left. Okay. I'm just pulling this. There we go. It was kind of just hanging there for a moment. So because I'm making it out of scraps, they are going to be short little ruffles. So this is for tags and other little things. And then you just have a pretty little ruffle that you can just stick right along something. They will always kind of turn into a circle. And then it just depends on how tight you're going to pull it, on what you're going to do with it. So you can easily turn it into a rosette from here. But I'm not going to do that because I know that there is a rosette making project coming up as well. And I'm just tying this off. I'm just going to go down just a little bit because I don't want this to come apart at all. That would be the most awful thing if your ruffle starts unruffling. There we go. So there's my ruffle, and you can just manipulate it and see like where you want it to, where you want the ruffles to be. But yeah. There we go. One ruffle done. I have a piece of lace fabric here. Sometimes I make them smaller, sometimes I make them bigger, and I want one that's a little bit smaller. This is a lot. This is a really big ruffle, And when I am decorating tags or something like that, I don't really need anything that big. So I'm starting in the center here. And now I'm just going to do a simple running stitch, just the same way as you would do a lot of other things. Just a running stitch, and I'm grabbing it fairly big, not overly concerned on where everything is going. This is also going to be a double ruffle, so it's going to be similar to that, but very different because I am doing a different technique. Here we go. All I have to do now is pull it, and I've got a little ruffle just like that. So the easiest fabrics to use are cottons and lace. I have this, which is from my 1950s retro reverie journal, and I can't make a ruffle out of that. This is heavy upholstery material. You cannot make an easy ruffle out of that. The possibility is there, sure, but do you really need to? I'm going to take a piece of this. Okay, let's lay that down there, and then I'm just going to go and I need to flip this back. It doesn't want to, it just doesn't want to. There we go. So much easier to do this than to grab your whole ironing board and iron and all that. And now I'm just going to do another running stitch, and I'm doing it along the bottom. I want a bit of a bigger ruffle. So I'm just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth onto the fabric from the top to the bottom. Is it in a straight line? Negative. Is that okay? Pfft, yeah. And I'm just making it look a little better. And I'll tie it off. Do one more right there. And I will just divide it up evenly, and we have another pretty little ruffle. So if you put it down straight like that, you have a big ruffle. You can put it down like that, then you have a rounder ruffle. It just depends on what you are wanting with it. I have a pile of little pieces. Like sometimes you find pieces of fabric that are like this. What I can do with that is the exact same thing. I'm just going to grab a couple different things now. Let me grab an orange one. I'm just going to grab a couple of different ones. So I'm just picking a bunch of different material that I can use to create ruffles out of, and then I will cut it down to be smaller pieces of fabric that can be ruffled. And so that is what I'm doing here, just selecting different scraps that can be cut down to smaller scraps for
small little ruffle on a tag or a card or underneath something. This is super vintage material. It is from a bin that I found at one point, and the material is very soft and it almost falling apart, so I am just turning it into a pretty little ruffle for a journal or whatever. Isn't that ducky's very cute? Same
So with the
these.
magic of video, I have gotten a bunch done. So I've spent an hour creating these, and it's just not something that is going very quickly, but look at how beautiful that is. So the other thing that I was thinking while I was doing this is that when you're doing them like this, you don't get the glue residue. So you can just make a little strip of glue on your paper, put this in there, and it stays soft and pliable. Where when you are putting a strip of glue on there and you're pinching them together, it no longer stays pliable. Like your fabric becomes hard from the glue. And this way it stays nice and soft, which also takes some of the bulk out of your journals. So that is why I like doing my ruffles like this. And I just have little bits and pieces here. You can make them longer as well. Like, it just depends on what you want to do. So like, you can make them rounded, you can make them straight, you can make them double, you can do whatever you want. Ruffles out of fabric scraps. I want to thank you very much for watching today, and I hope you will make some of these. These are going into my stash, and I'll probably do a bunch more. So this was Ruffles paper scraps, and that was day 2. I'm just putting those aside. So here's my bowl for tomorrow's project, so that I can get prepared, I can find what I need, and put something together for you guys. So let's just shake them up. Whoop, one came out. So I'm picking this one, that's the one. Oh, thread cluster. Well, I'm staying in the fabrics today. So yesterday was the tassels, today was ruffles out of fabric, and now we're making thread clusters. And I think they are absolutely brilliant, and I'm using them, so that makes it even better, because I definitely have to replenish my stash. So I only have 2 thread clusters left. If you want to know how I made these, make sure you tune in tomorrow for Mass Make March, day 3, and we're making thread clusters. Today was day 2. We made ruffles out of fabric scraps, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell at the bottom as well, so that you'll get a notification when the videos are being released. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.